Hi everyone, it's Tarnished Treasures and I have a thrift haul to share with you. I love to collect mother of pearl items, so I found one real mother of pearl or shell item and then one that's meant to look like shell. So there's some white iridescence on this little button. We've got the gold on it, and I'm going to stick this in my vanity jar where I have a little collection of these items. And the way that I do the test to figure out if it's real or not is you tap it against your tooth, and something that is plastic or resin and not real shell is going to have more of a duller tap to it, and something that is real shell is going to have more of a click, a little bit sharper. So one's like a thud and the other one is like a click. And as soon as you test them out, you'll know. Just like pearls, if you rub a real pearl on your tooth, they say it's gritty, or if you tap it, it just has that click and clack to it. So this piece is shell, and it's interesting because I have this Victoria magazine that has a article about the mother of pearl, and I had noticed this Caviar spoon, and I said, oh, you know, I actually have a piece that's similar to this, and I've got some knives very similar to this one. Wouldn't it be nice if I found that spoon? And about a week later, I found this one. The collar part, very, very similar, and the shape of that bowl, I mean, pretty close there. So they say that a Caviar spoon is made with a shell bowl, so let's see, an exquisite Caviar spoon is fashioned almost entirely of mother of pearl to prevent a metallic aftertaste from overpowering the gourmet delicacy. And I paid $4 for that spoon. Mother of pearl, or you've heard me say shell, it's the inner layer of certain shells that has that iridescent shell, and it's the same material that pearls are made out of. I have been on the hunt for a while to find some small lamps to tuck into corners and on shelves to just add a nice cozy glow. And I actually had a lamp on this bedside table that I really liked, but I moved it to my son's room because he needed some more light for schooling. So there's been a lamp missing from this spot for a while. And when I was at the store, I found this one for $6. And I really think it's the perfect lamp for this space. It's got the combination of marble, brass, and then this beautiful pink glass. It's a nice little size, so it doesn't take up too much space there. And I think that the color just works perfectly with the quilt. I found this beautiful trophy, and it has a gold color to it. I don't really know what type of metal. It's pretty lightweight, but it's in really nice condition, especially when you look at the age. It is engraved 1937, and it says Southern California Badminton Championships, mixed doubles, runner-up. And I loved the rim of it, the color, it was in great shape. I love the font that is very reminiscent of that time. And I thought it would look beautiful in this room. I can put some dried hydrangeas in it. I can put some fresh flowers. You could put lipstick, makeup brushes, all kinds of things. But I thought it would make it would be a nice addition to this little grouping here with similar metals and similar shapes to the vases. I found this pile of linens for $5, and the first piece is this silk scarf. It's very beautiful. It's so soft to the touch, and I don't see any holes or stains in it. And it has the most beautiful color palette. And I believe that the thread is silk as well because it is just as soft and it's a little bit shiny, just like the base of the scarf. So this will look beautiful in this room. There's this wonderful napkin holder, and it has some very light blue embroidery on the edge, and it has knots and some cross stitching for the word napkin. And it opens up, and you would just have your napkins on the inside and fold it over. I love finding this type of coaster where you can stick the base of your glass inside. And there was just one in the pile, but that's okay. I really like it. And it's a different design than the other ones I have. So I'll add that to my collection, and we use these all the time. There were also these two doilies, and I thought these would be really nice to put on the top of jars when I make my homemade lavender bath salts. And I think the shape, the fact that they're round, will work perfectly. Just put it on top of like a mason jar, tie some ribbon or twine around it, and it's a nice way to finish it off. And there are two of them. There was this beautiful pastel purple piece, and it's in really nice shape as well. It's got a really interesting design on the edge. And a lot of these pieces I'm going to display or have here in this guest bedroom because they definitely have a feminine pastel color scheme going on. There are several beautiful handkerchiefs, and I'm always drawn to the ones that have any type of monogram on them. So these two are a very similar design, and these will probably become lavender sachets. And then there are a bunch that have the largest initial that I have ever seen on a piece, and it reminded me of the wedding handkerchiefs that I read about in this book. These have some really elaborate initials on them. Well, I wouldn't say that these are marriage handkerchiefs because they're all E's, but the size of them really reminded me of that, and I just think they're beautiful. So this is the only one that has some color on it, and it's pink, and you can see it has some of that raised cording. It's got some dots, but then there is fabric that is added and sewn on. Each design is similar, yet slightly different. So beautiful. So that one is very similar to the pink, but it's so neat to see them next to each other and see just slight differences, so you know that they were all handmade. And then this one doesn't have any big flowers on the edge. This one has bows and flowers. That actually looks like a different type of fabric there. I'm always trying to think of ways to use my various thrifted finds. Really easy way that you could just add a little change to your decor is if you had a square pillow, you could just display your scarf over it. But just like that, give it a little iron. Could be a nice way to display it. I have a few things left. These items were actually given to me for free. They were in a little box that was like a junk drawer lot, and it was my friend that I've made from going to the flea market. So he said if I saw anything that I needed for school or for my art that I could have it. So that was very generous of him. And I picked up these clothespins. I really love that little curly Q there. I found some up the street. Somebody had some hardware out last year from like the 1940s, and they had a couple of those clips, and they worked out really well to seal up bags of vegetables and, you know, chips, crackers, that kind of thing, so they don't go stale. And I like the aesthetic look of them. So I'm pretty sure there were 4, and I think that I've got one clipped on something in my kitchen right now. There was this handmade fishing lure, I guess it is, and it looks like it's made out of wood. It's got some tin for the fins, and there's even some letters on that one. It also looks like there might be a little bit of the older glitter that's on it as well. So I just love that piece of folk art. And then some stencils. I've always wanted a set of these, and I haven't come across any in the wild. I've seen them listed places. So there was only 3, but that was great. I think they have a really nice patina, a brass look to them, and they'll be perfect in some sculptures. And a little keychain that is of the Eiffel Tower, and it says France on one side and Paris on the other, and it says it on the sculpture or the Eiffel Tower as well. So I wonder if that actually is from France. And I also got another one of these swivel frames. This one actually swivels side to side. I paid $10 and I got the frame. My mother-in-law got 3 magazines from 1926 and 1929, and the one was a quilting magazine, or 2 of them were quilting magazines, and the other, I want to say, was a McCall's magazine that I think was specifically about sewing. The kids got some toys, and I also got this little book for $10. So that worked out to be a little bit over $1 in item for what we purchased. So I thought that was a great deal. I mean, a magazine from 1926 for $1. There was this notebook. It says Miriam, and it says candies. And I opened it up, and when I opened it up, at first it just opened up to a blank page. But then as I looked through it, I saw it had recipes. So there's one for grape juice. Most of them are in the beginning. Marshmallows. I just think it's so amazing, the handwriting. Fudge, chocolate cream, butter toffee, butterscotch, nut caramels, ocean foam, nutted fruit paste. And then there was a peach pudding, which really sounded like an upside down peach cake. And let's see, I think there was a fritter one. Yep, fritters, like corn fritters. And there aren't too many, so that's why I thought you'd like to see them all. Peach pudding. So you slice the peaches, you put them in a baking dish, sprinkle them with powdered sugar and butter, and then prepare a plain cake batter, cover it, bake it, and then turn it out when you're done, and the peaches will be on top, served with whipped cream. I even like that recipe. It just explains what to do. Scalloped oysters. So that was a really, really nice find. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing the treasures, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.